scheming on God. Looking like I still do fraud. Flying private jet with the rod. This that Z shit. This that Z shit.
Hey guys, welcome back to You Can't Sip With Us. Of course, I'm your host, C, and today we're back with another episode. And as you can tell by the title, today's episode is going to be called Am I the Asshole? And today's going to be a little different from all the other episodes. So this one is just going to strictly be stories, not questions. So it's just stories. We're going to commentate on it. And then, yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. Of course, we always got to start off with our mindful moment. So today, my mindful moment is those who know I have 3 jobs. 3 fucking jobs. 3 of them hoes. Yeah, so I'm planning on going on vacation in like a few months or whatever, and I needed some PTO or whatever. So I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough PTO, but today I found out I got enough PTO. So I got enough PTO if I wanted to take off right now and go on my vacation. But I know that it's just gonna keep accumulating and I still got a few more months left before I go on vacation. So I just know it may be an extra long vacation. No, I'm just kidding. But at least I get paid. So that was our or I said ours, my mindful moment for today. I don't have a guest, so it's just Big Z today talking to y'all. We're gonna go ahead and get into the drink of the week. Okay, look at it, look at it, looks nice. Mhm. That is going to be called Vampire Venom. Vampire Venom is the name of that drink, and as you guys know by now, I'll have the recipe posted along with the episode so you guys can stick with it. But that is all. Let's go ahead and get into the Am I the Asshole? Okay. I think I got a few stories up in here, but I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if I put them up in here or not because I know people who listen gonna know who I'm talking about. But let's go ahead and go get into it. Okay, so the first one start out with some drama. The first one is a story about this lady. She was dating this man or whatever. Whatever. They ended up becoming fiancés. By the time they became fiancés, they decided to get a joint bank account. But the lady said she was too busy to go with him to the bank and get the bank account set up in both of their names. So she just gave him the money. They put half. I think it was 5,000 each or 5,200 each or something like that. They put into the bank account for the initial setup. She said she was too busy to go with him to the bank, so she just gave him the $5,200. He went to the bank and set up the bank account. Everything was smooth, right? So then the lady said that she started using the money like they were saving for a house. That was the moral of that bank account. They were saving for a house. The lady, though, she just after a few months of having the bank account together, she just started paying for oil changes or paying for her son's uniforms and stuff like that. So using it for other stuff other than what they agreed on, right? So the husband found or the fiance found out, right, y'all? This is where this where it gets jinxy. So the husband found out, went to the bank and basically cut her card off, turned I don't know what he did. They said that he just basically took all the money out of the bank and there was no money left. So he didn't even go back and tell her that that's what he did. So then the next time she went to go and use the card, decline, decline, decline. Then she called the bank to talk about what's going on. They basically said there's no account attached to that card, and she's like, "What the fuck is going on?" Come to find out, she go and ask the fiance. The fiance basically like, "Yeah, I took the money out. It's up somewhere that you can't get to." Y'all up somewhere that I can't get to, and I just gave you $5,200. The fuck? What do you mean? And they was in some kind of court or something like that because she was suing him because she wanted her money back, rightfully so. Because I'm just all like, what the hell? What do you mean? But yeah, so that was it, and then it was basically saying is she the asshole? And I said she's not the asshole, but I also said that they lack communication because she should have never been spending the money on stuff that it was never, what I'm saying, for a house. That money was for a house, the savings account, whatever. She shouldn't have been spending that money. And then if she needed to spend the money, she should have had a conversation with fiance and then did what they needed to do. He should have communicated with her as soon as he found out that she was using the money for other things than the house. That's what he should have did instead of just taking all the money out, hers and his money. And then they said still to this day she ain't got that money. Ain't no way that would still be my fiance. That could not be me because you got me fucked up. What you mean you ain't gonna give me my money back? So y'all let me know. Do y'all think who is the asshole in that story? Who is the asshole? Let me know. This was a story. It wasn't even a story. It was kind of like a post that I seen. And it was like, tell me something that your significant other doesn't know or something like that. So it was this lady who said that her boyfriend was it? Yeah, she said that her boyfriend was paying the rent every month on a house that she paid off years ago. So basically, he's been paying rent and she just been, I ain't gonna say pocketing the money, but she has been pocketing the money. I don't know where that money was going. But yeah, she was pocketing that money. And that boys don't know what the fuck done hit him over the head. And I feel like don't be doing these. That be the reason why they say women ain't shit, and how we say men ain't shit, because we be doing scheming, we be scheming and plotting on these people that we supposedly supposed to be with together. So I feel like, you know what I'm saying, get your money, queen. But that's crazy. It could be me. Could not be me. Mm-mm. Not the man couldn't be me, but that woman, okay, she owned to something. Y'all listen. Listen. Okay, I cut off my entire family because they have slave mentality. I did basically cut off everybody because like what are y'all doing? what are we doing? Like I can't say who, but there's somebody in my family that just be like, massa, massa, sir, massa. Like, who the fuck are you? Like, why? Why are you calling this man a massa? Like, I just don't understand that. So, yeah. I just cut off. That was just one example, but I just cut off my family because they do. They just have like slave mentality. Um, they're and I say slave mentality like they brainwash all black people to think that being poor is okay. They still brainwashed is the moral of that story, and I'm not. So you got to go. So this was one that I found on TikTok. She said that her best friend put Nair in her daughter's hair and then she said that it was an accident, but the girl put there in her daughter's hair, and the girl, who was, you know what I'm saying, who was the mama, basically beat her ass. They say she beat her ass so bad that she had to go to the hospital with a broken rib, and then the girl tried to sue her. Girl, what the fuck do you mean? I don't feel like that mama was in the wrong. I feel like that other girl was the asshole who put the nair in the baby's hair because what is you doing? Like, is you hanging on my child's hair? Y'all know. Nair smells like a fucking perm, okay? It smells chemical. You can smell it. That ain't no motherfucking shampoo nor conditioner, bitch. So no, yeah, she deserve to get her ass beat. Now, a broken rib, that's a whole nother story. But she definitely deserved to get her ass beat on that. I don't feel like the mama was in the wrong because I would have whooped her ass too, okay? And it would have took the National Guard and all the armies and everything else to get me up off that hoe. And I would have went to jail smiling proudly in my mugshot. Okay, so this one is like a story from an acquaintance that I know. Okay. So this girl, she has a man, and the man is not shit. I'm talking about like ain't shit. He's one of them beta men. Okay. I don't call him bitch ass niggas no more. I call him beta men. Okay. It's a lot nicer than a bitch ass nigga. But um she basically dates one of them beta men who tries to present as like an alpha male, but he's really not. Um he got roaches in his apartment. He be treating this girl all kinds of fucked up. He left the girl at my homegirl's house for over 24 hours. Didn't text, didn't call, just dropped the bitch off and you know what I mean? Was just gone or whatever. The girl was stranded. Ain't have no way to go nowhere. So the Thing is, like, she's just like tired. The girl says that she's tired of him, don't want him to be around, can't stand him. She be saying like, "Oh, I'm tired of him. Oh, I'm ready to leave him. Oh, I can't do this. I can't do that." So the guy just keeps treating her all kinds of like fucked up and shit like that. So she's just like, "Oh, I'm tired. I'm done. I'm over it. Whatever." But then she's still going back to this nigga. You know what I mean? Like, her parents come from money. She comes from money. She's one of the people who is choosing to live that lifestyle for whatever reason, and then she's doing a poor job at it. And yes, though, it's just all like, don't come to me with all your issues if you gonna keep going back to that nigga. Because to be honest, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, and I'm not going to give a fuck until you leave. Like, you know what I mean? Like, leave. Don't be sitting here complaining about X, Y, and Z, and then you go back to X, Y, and Z, and then you gonna be calling me complaining about it. Yeah, I don't want to do that. So y'all let me know if I'm an asshole. Let me know what's going on in that situation. But for me, I ain't got time for all that bullshit at all. Okay. It's not personal, but I know the person. So it's this girl that I know. She got 4 kids. I'm not really sure what her age is, but she had her kids like young in her 20s, whatever. She's always like on social media, like, I'm tired of these kids. Somebody come get these kids. What can I do with these kids? Always just trying to get rid of her kids. She's one of them kind of moms. She was basically saying how she don't want her kids anymore. She's just really tired and stressed. She just can't do it. She wants somebody to take the kids. I remember a time where I was like around that person and they was like trying to call their baby daddies. Like, I'm talking about all 4 of them. Yeah, she got 4 baby daddies, 4 kids. They all got their own daddies. But she was trying to call all the baby daddies basically and was like, y'all need to come and get y'all kids. I'm tired, mentally drained, exhausted. So she's trying to call the daddies to come and get the kids. The daddies is like, if you don't suck it the fuck up, because they already got kids too. They got multiple kids. All the baby daddies got multiple kids, other kids. And then it's her. And they don't be liking to deal with her. And it's one of them, the parents be arguing, so then the kids gotta suffer. It's one of them kind of situations. I feel like that situation, if y'all knew what I knew, she is the asshole. She is the asshole, but maybe because she got mental health issues, you don't want to really, you know what I'm saying, say something about it or be too harsh about it. That bitch is the asshole. She do need to suck it the fuck up. She needs to go out and get some help. She needs to make sure that her kids is taken care of and stop blaming them kids for doing certain shit. Okay? You gotta look at yourself first. So you are the asshole. Because I know you probably gonna watch it. You are the asshole. I done told you that multiple times. It was a story on TikTok, I think. This girl, she basically just planted some clothes in her laundry. Like, it wasn't her size or nothing like that. Nothing that she would wear. Went out, bought it, put it in the laundry, and then, started an argument just to see what was going to happen. So she started an argument and was like, who's this? I think it was some underwear or a bra or something like that. But she was just like, who's this? This ain't mine. All up in her man's face, like, what have you been doing? And then the boyfriend was cheating the entire time. But she didn't, I don't know, maybe that was her women's intuition or whatever. But yeah, that's how she found out that her man was cheating on her, because she planted some clothes that she planted. She went out and bought it, put the scheme together, plotted, and was all of that. And then the man felt so guilty that he just confessed to her and said he was cheating. She told him that it wasn't a prank, but she told him that, I went out and I bought this, and yeah, he basically just admitted to cheating on her right then and there. And then I don't know if they still together or not, but who was the asshole in that situation? He the asshole for cheating, but was she the asshole for starting an argument? Because that's ultimately how she would have found out. And if she would have never started that argument, who knows? She could have still probably been getting cheated on. So y'all let me know about that one, okay? Because I ain't never heard no shit like that. It says my daughter's iPad was going off while she was away, and I went through it. I found out that she lied about where she was going. Turns out she was at a club drinking at only 15. She's mad that I went through her stuff saying that I invaded her privacy, but I grounded her. So am I the asshole? With me personally, fuck no. You know what I'm saying? When you a kid in my house, You don't have no privacy, okay? I pay the bills around this motherfucker. If I want to walk in your room, that door better not be motherfucking locked. It could be shut, but it better not be locked. We wasn't allowed to have no locked doors. No more locked doors. So yeah, my kids ain't gonna have no locked doors. I do though respect privacy because I used to just hate when like my stepmom would go into my room and then it would be when I'm not fucking there. So you up in there looking for something. So it's just like, what the fuck is you up in there for? So I feel the little kid on that part, but the mama was just basically saying like the iPad was going off like ding ding ding, and she just went over there and looked to see what the fuck happened. If I'm hearing some shit just keep going off, I'm gonna look to see what the fuck is going on too. And then I found out you was lying. So yeah, now you got to get your ass beat. You're gonna be grounded, and I'm about to go snatch you up out of that club. And the club getting shut down because they providing alcohol to minors. Like I'm that type. I will be that type of parent for sure. But I don't think the mama was the asshole in that story. It says this man asked me out on a date, and I told him give me 50K. He got mad and called me a gold digger. Am I an asshole? To be honest, yeah, because all he did was ask you for a date, baby girl. What you mean, $50,000? Like the fuck? what? What? Like, girl, I would say if you don't get your motherfucking ass out of your motherfucking girl, $50,000 for me to go on a date with you, like, bitch, who the fuck do you think you are? Yeah, if I was a man and I was trying to ask a girl out and she hit me with some shit like that, don't even worry about it no more, sweetheart. You're gonna probably be alone for the rest of your life if you have that mentality. No, you are straight up the asshole. I don't give a fuck. And a gold digger. Yes, you are a gold digger. Well, I be hearing this story a lot, okay? This ain't never happened to me. But let's go ahead and get into it. So it says, I went on a date with a guy and everything went well until the end of the night when it was time to pay. Instead of just paying the bill, he asked the waitress to put in a discount code to make the bill cheaper. I asked him after if that's something that he does often, and he said yes. So I told him I don't think we would work out, and I would never spoke to him again. In this situation, the man was putting in a coupon code or something like that on a first date, nigga, like what? Like I am gonna look at you a little sideways. I probably wouldn't just ghost you like her. She was the asshole for ghosting, okay, and not being clear in her communication. But that is a little weird, especially on the first date. Then, like she said, this is something you do often. He said yes. I mean, you know what I'm saying? All power to you for trying to save some money. But on the first day, don't be trying to come to me with no buy one get one half off or no bullshit ass like that. I don't give a fuck how it gets paid. Pay that shit. I don't even have a problem paying for myself if that's the case, but and there's nothing wrong with it. It is nothing wrong with that man trying to save some money. I'm just saying for me, first date is the first impression. Fuck no. I'm not about to be sitting here 5 years into a relationship and you still couponing. This one is a little juicy. It's a little juicy story. But this is another little TikTok story that I seen. So it's this girl. She's getting married, right? She's getting married. She has her bridal party, and then she also has her family and stuff like that. The girl who's telling the story, she's the matron of honor. So then she's basically saying they're all at this hotel. It's supposed to be for a bachelorette party. So then you have the bridal party, and then you also have like the family. They all like in some kind of like Airbnb or a hotel. Had to have in a hotel or something. But they're all there. They're all sharing a room. Then later on throughout the day, once they first get there. So later on throughout the day, they hear the family is getting ready to go out, and the friends, the bridal party didn't even know what the fuck was going on. So they was all like, it was one girl in the bridal party. She was like, "Hey, they getting ready to go out." So then the maid of honor, she was just like, "That's weird. Ain't nobody tell us nothing." So then they ended up getting dressed. The bridal party ended up getting dressed too, and they basically went out with the family. So the family, I guess, was mad that the bridal party went out with the family to the club or whatever. They ended up just letting that shit go, shaking it off. But I guess somebody had got some food that night when they had all went out and put it in the refrigerator or wherever the next day. But the next day they were getting up to go to another location or another state or something like that. So they had to check out the hotel room or whatever. So they're checking out. And mind y'all, they're not telling the bridal party nothing. So the bridal party is just looking like, what the fuck are y'all doing? So then the girl, it's another girl. She wakes up. She hears them up in there talk about they getting ready to leave and they packing up. So then everybody's up and now they all packing. One of the girls who had got some food was trying to go and look for her food the next day because she was hungry, of course. And then the family, when it was like getting ready to exit the hotel, they basically just threw her food in the trash and was just all like, oh, well, fuck it. So then they just let it go. Let it go. That's twice. This is twice now, okay? That's strike two. But they let it go. Everybody got on the bus. It was like some kind of party bus. And then they said that the bride wasn't on the party bus. She was following in a car behind. So I think it was just like the family and then the bridal party or whatever. Mind y'all, everybody on this trip paid and pitched in for all of this stuff. They paid for the party bus, they paid for the hotel room, and they paid for wherever they were going. Right? So then they all get on the party bus and they basically was just having issues on there. So then they was hungry. I guess the family didn't want Popeyes. They wanted fucking Cane's or something like that. So they dropped the girls off at Popeyes, pretending like they was going to basically go and get some Popeyes, and then once they went in, they basically just left them. Like, left them at the fucking Popeyes, y'all, and went up the street 12 minutes to go and get some Cane's. So then, like I said, the bridal party did not know once they went into Popeyes that they was going to go get Cane's, and they did not know that they was leaving. So then the bridal party come back out and was like, where the fuck is the bus? Like, what the fuck? These bitches been acting weird all motherfucking week. Like, what the fuck is going on? So they basically called them, told them to come back. They turned back the bus around or whatever. They got back on the bus. So now intentions is high. Because I don't know what's that. I don't know how many strikes that is. Y'all supposed to be keeping count. But I think that's the third strike when they just took off and left to go get some fucking Canes and just left them there. So they all get back on the bus. I guess they had to go and pick up the mama of the bride. So they had to go and pick up the mama. She get on the bus already hooting and hollering like, y'all gonna tell me what the fuck is going on, da 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 da, like just yelling. And then the matron of honor, she was all like, we could tell you what's going on, but I'm not a little ass kid, so you're not gonna talk to me as such. You're gonna talk to me like I'm a grown ass woman and with some respect. Your mama was like, well, if you don't like how I'm talking to you and what the fuck I gotta say, then you can get the fuck off the bus. The bus that they paid for. But yeah, basically told them to get the fuck up off the bus. Then after they pulled over to the side, okay, here come the bride getting on, and she's like, oh my gosh, I told y'all not to, you know what I'm saying, do this. Like they had already been talking about the whole situation. So then the matron of honor just went off. She was like, nah, fuck that. Y'all niggas been acting weird since the beginning. Like, y'all done threw away this bitch food. Y'all done left us at the motherfucking Popeyes. And y'all acting weird. Y'all didn't want to invite us out. Yeah, y'all. That was 3 strikes. Talking about they didn't want to invite us out. They basically just went off on them niggas. As they should. And then the mom was like, well, y'all can get the fuck off the bus. So then they just got off the bus and they said, and will got off the bus and they just like, we're gonna have our husbands come and get us. So then come to find out they were kicked out of the wedding. Like the bride said, I don't want y'all even a part of the wedding no more. Girl, she said she done spent all this money on a dress. She said she done paid for that bachelorette party thing. And my job, she's the matron of honor. She's the one that's planning it probably and doing all this other stuff. I know she came out of pocket for a whole bunch of shit. And then for you to tell me that you don't want me a part of the wedding no more because your family and we supposed to be cool? Hell, no. So she said, the matron of honor said that after all that shit, she was just gonna go to the wedding and ruin it. I don't know if she did, y'all. I don't condone ruining nobody's wedding. That's so fucked up. But I would have whooped some ass. Me, I just have anger issues. So when it was that going out to the club shit, I would have said something then. When y'all threw away my food, it would have definitely been up. And then y'all left us at Popeyes. Y'all gonna have to run me that. Yeah. Y'all gonna have to run me that. I don't give a fuck if we on the side of the road or not. You gonna have to come up out of that because, bitch, what? And then you kick me out the wedding? Yeah, now I need to beat your ass as the bride. I wouldn't ruin your wedding, but for sure, you got me fucked up. So I don't feel like now the matron of honor ruined the wedding. I feel like she is in the wrong. She is the asshole. But if she didn't, and then this it was left at that, and she just never ended up going to the wedding or anything like that, then I feel like she was not in the wrong. She was not the asshole. I feel like she did better than I would, because I would have went up in there and started whooping everybody's ass. But that's just me. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about that story, because them bitches would have had me fucked up at the beginning. This next one is, my husband was having lunch with his baby's mama, so I pulled up and I joined. She was saying that the husband is mad at her because she ruined their time or something like that. I'm just like, nigga, what? What the fuck? What the fuck? What are you talking about? Like, I can't even talk right now, because what do you mean? I ruined your time and you mad at me? The fuck? Y'all don't even need to even be having lunch. I get co-parenting and all that shit, but having lunch is a little extra for me. Yeah, I don't see why you having lunch with the bitch anyways. And the fact that you get mad means that y'all got something else going on. So I don't know where this was on, but I just remember like seeing some kind of post, and it was like, tell your confessions or something like that. So this girl said basically that she had a boyfriend or whatever, boyfriend, husband, I'm not really too sure what it was, but, right, listen here, she was having sex with his daddy. Yeah. And the sex with his daddy, basically ended up getting pregnant by the daddy. Mm-hmm. And she kept the baby, had the baby, and passed it off basically as the boyfriend's son. And whole time it was this nigga's brother, and he don't know. He still probably don't know. I pray one day he find out. But that is some diabolical ass shit. Like, what? Girl, you could have aborted that baby. It would have been okay. It wouldn't nobody have known. Like, you're diabolical for keeping the baby and then telling that man that it's his. What if he go and take a DNA test and he find out that that's his brother the whole time? He found out that's his brother, and then what if the brother find out that that's his brother? I said the brother, but what if the son found out that that's his brother? You know how fucked up that would be? That would fuck somebody's life all the way up. That is crazy. I feel like that girl is the asshole, okay? I don't give a fuck what y'all say. That bitch is dirty, okay? She deserved to get her ass beat. So if you know who that person is, or you know somebody like that, go beat their ass for me. Let's go ahead and get into this next one, because I think it's like a story, so I need to lock in. Let me take a little seal. It says, so I, 21 female, and my boyfriend, 26 male, been together for 2 months. It's been going pretty good so far until I make the decision to buy a house for myself. He wants to move in with me immediately, and he's being pushy about it, asking me every day when I'm moving in officially. When can he pack up his stuff and move? Well, she said shit. When can he pack up his shit and move in with me, etc. And he's just like being like really pushy about it and aggressive. She says doesn't make her an asshole for not wanting him to. She wants her own place for a little while. It's too freaking soon for them to be living together. 2 months in and already moving in, and he's talking about children. He wants kids, she doesn't. She doesn't want to get pregnant. It says, I want to adopt at some point in the future, but just not anytime soon. Mind y'all, she's only 21. He's 26. Um, but she said she would adopt maybe one day. She don't want to have the kids though. And then basically she says she just wants to live by herself first, and she wants to live her life by herself first. And then she says that he brings up the topic often, and it's like often enough for her to shut down and not want to be with him anymore because she's just not ready. It says that she's not being baby locked by her boyfriend, but I'm guessing that's saying that she doesn't want to get trapped by that nigga. She was just saying, here's also a question for us. What the hell does it mean for someone to say that you're breedable? Like, damn, I know you want kids, but pump the brakes, buddy. I've got years to go before I ever make that decision. I'll be damned if you make that decision for me without my consent. But to get to the point, I need my own space, my own life, and for some to respect boundaries, you know? Um, I feel like she's not the asshole for wanting her own space. I feel like she's not the asshole for not wanting to get pregnant. If she knows that she don't want kids right now, that's completely fine. I know I don't want kids right now. Okay. Um, but I do feel like you don't need to be in a relationship with that man then. Like it's not sounding like y'all are going to work out. It sounds like he's ready to settle down, and I don't know why he would want to move in with you at his grown ass age, but he should be trying to get his own fucking house. So I don't feel like she's the asshole for wanting her own space or nothing like that. But as far as them dating, y'all, if this is how you feel, girl, you need to go ahead and let that man go. Okay, cut it off. Y'all only been together for 2 months. What's so hard? But y'all let me know what y'all think about her. I feel like I said, if she want her own house and she want to live by herself, then let the girl do it by herself. But yeah, it sounds like that relationship is not gonna work out. They probably not together right now to this day. I don't know. I hope not. Okay, it says I live with my girlfriend and we're having a kid soon. I love this woman completely, but when it's late at night, she will walk into my gaming room, the command center, and she would just touch me. Not to scare me, but she just can't sleep and wants to stay high. Now, mind you, it's the weekend and it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'll be playing Space Marine 2 or something by myself with the music on. All of this is in my headphones. Now, mind you, I'm completely focused on the game. She will open the door and just like put her hand on my back, and it's quite scary. Further backstory, she knows that I spent 6 years in the military and I've seen combat. There's no reason to go into that. I genuinely don't like when she does that. I jump every time, and one time I raised my voice and said, "Stop!" No, I'm just playing. He said, "Stop." And then she got mad and wouldn't talk to him the whole entire day. He says that I've told her many times that I don't like that when she does that. But she says that I need to get used to other people touching me when I live with other people. I don't know. I feel like if you told her that that was like a trigger for you or a PTSD thing for you, I feel like I don't know. Maybe she should announce herself. You not just like touch you like out of nowhere. Like, hey, Charlie. I don't know what his name is. Charlie, somebody I don't know. I'm in here or something like that. That would be different because like obviously you like being touched. Y'all about to have a baby, so can't be, you know what I'm saying, too bad. It seems like you just don't like the surprise touching. You don't like the not being able to see it coming, which is okay. You know what I mean? That's not bad. But you're definitely going to have to get used to people touching you, especially if you live in a house by yourself. A kid it ain't gonna be like, "Daddy." They gonna be like, they just gonna run up in there. You just gonna have to get used to it. I feel like so you're not the asshole for telling her that you don't like it, but you do have to basically, like she said, you're gonna have to get used to it. But maybe you could just tell her to announce herself. I be having to tell people that sometimes when they just be walking up in a room and they don't announce themselves, like, say something. This one says, am I the asshole for telling my friend that she's this one says, am I the asshole? Oh, I got some water. My shirt. But it says, am I the asshole for telling my friend that she is rude? I've been friends with her since college. She's always said what's on her mind, and people used to find it refreshing. Lately, though, it just feels mean. She points out people's flaws, comments on their weights or outfits, and when someone gets upset, she just says, I'm just being honest. Last week we were out with a group and she told one of our friends that she looked tired and kind of bloated. The girl laughed awkwardly, but I could tell that it hurt. Afterwards, I pulled her to the side and told her that she needs to stop calling it honesty when it's really just being rudeness. I told her not everything that pops into her head needs to be said. She got defensive and she said that I'm being too sensitive. that people like her are rare and that the world needs more honesty. Then she said maybe we've outgrown each other, and if I can't handle who she really is. Since they've had that conversation, it says that she's been cold and distant. Now she's wondering if she should just let it go, but she's also feeling like someone had to say it. So is she the asshole? I feel like no, you're not the asshole. Maybe y'all did outgrow each other though, or maybe you know what I'm saying she's going through something in her life that is coming out that way. Like I know somebody who just say something that's on their mind, and to be honest, they really just can't help it. But they choose to not try to work on it, so that makes them the asshole. But the way that, like you said, she's just been like cold and distant after y'all had that conversation. If you call a person your friend and y'all can't have a hard conversation, or y'all one of y'all start acting differently after that conversation, were y'all even really friends? Like, you know what I mean? Like, were y'all acquaintances? Because if that's my best friend, I can tell her about her shit and we could still be cool the next day. We could still be cool 30 minutes later. Like, it's not going to be a problem. But yeah, I just feel like that was probably not your friend. She probably is going through something, so maybe check on her. I don't know. It could be different reasons, but yeah, I don't think you're the asshole at all. This one says, am I the asshole for telling my niece that her mom was going to give her up when she was born? I'm 28. I got into a huge argument with my sister, who's 31, last week. The argument had been simmering for a long time, as tension between us has been high for years. I was 17 years old when my sister had accidentally gotten pregnant, and when she told her boyfriend, he left her. Due to our religious family, she kept the baby. Once her daughter was born, she panicked. She didn't want to go through the legal troubles of an adoption, so she asked that me and our mother took care of the kid. There was no legal custody, but it was an agreement made within the family. I essentially raised my niece from birth until she was 3, with help from my mother, as she was working to support the new addition to the family. I dropped out of school and took care of her, fed her, changed her, and taught her how to walk while my mom was away at work. Then my sister met her now husband, cleaned her life up, and suddenly wanted her kid back. No warning. She moves back home and says thanks and starts being a mother all of a sudden. My niece is now 11 years old and does not remember all that I and her grandmother did. It's been a family agreement to just forget that it all happened until this argument. My sister made a petty comment during a fight where she implied that I lost my job recently and I can't handle responsibility. So I snapped and told her that she was lucky her daughter was too young to remember how she abandoned her. My niece overheard this and now wants to know what I meant. I outright said that her mother didn't think that she could raise her and she left her with me and grandma. Now my sister says that I traumatized her daughter, and my mom says that I should have just kept it a secret like we agreed. I think this secret could have stayed kept forever. Am I the asshole for saying something? Ooh, that sounds like that Medea's Big Happy Family ass shit. I don't think you were the asshole because it sounded like she got a little cocky. You know what I'm saying? If she brought up how you can't handle responsibility, I wasn't there in that situation, but from what you're telling me, it sounds like she got a little cocky in that situation. It sounds like you said, she was on her high horse and she forgot that she could even take care of her daughter up until the time she was 3. So I don't feel like you were in the wrong for telling her that, but I also feel like if the niece would have came to you, you could have just maybe explained it a little bit better than just straight up telling her that the mama couldn't handle her and that y'all had to raise her. I feel like that should have been a different conversation, but I also feel like the mama should have been done had that conversation with the baby. I don't feel like you were the asshole. You may have been the asshole of how you gone about it with the niece, but I don't feel like you were the asshole in letting your sister know. You had to put that bitch back in her place. But shit, I don't feel like you were the asshole for that. I just feel like, yeah, you didn't have to just blurt out to your niece like that. Like, if she overheard what you said, fine. You wasn't talking to her. That's okay if she just overheard, because now you're listening to grown folks' business. That is all for those stories for Am I the Asshole. I kind of like this episode. I like this segment. I feel like I may have this segment in every season because I'm just like, yeah, you are the asshole or no, you're not the asshole. I just like saying that. But yeah, so that is all for today's episode. Y'all finally made it to the end with your host Z. Make sure that you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that notification button so you can stay updated when I drop new videos like so. Y'all, for this episode specifically, make sure y'all leave some comments to tell me who is the asshole. Let me know if y'all agreeing with me or y'all be like, nah, I see it another way. Okay, let me know something. This is You Can't Sip With Us with Z, of course. And today's topics was about assholes. No, I'm just kidding. Today's topic was about Am I the Asshole? I had fun, and I will see you guys next time, next episode.